Hello children, happy to see you again. I am Dakshayani, handling biology from Bharadasanath Metric Higher Secondary School, Arakonam. Children, today we are going to see the second chapter in 12th standard zoology, human reproduction. So, what we discussed already children, we discussed about the reproductive events. What are the functions of the reproductive system and what are all the events? 9 events we studied, and now we are going to discuss in this session about the male reproductive system. So, male reproductive system. So, let us see first what are all the parts of the male reproductive system. First one, it consists of 2 organs. One is the primary sex organs, accessory organs, and the third one is about the external genitalia. What we say children? External genitalia. So, first primary sex organs, it is a testes. Testes are the primary sex organs, and the accessory sex organs is divided into 2. One is a ducts and another one is the glands, right? Ducts in the sense epididymis. See this is the epididymis which stores the sperms, right? And the sperms are carried through the long tube called as vas deferens. So, what's the first? Epididymis, vas deferens, and this sperms are ejected out through the structure called urethra. So, what are the 3 ducts? What are they? Epididymis, vas deferens and urethra. So, on the travel of the sperms, there are some glands also. Sperms receives the secretions of some glands. There are 3 glands children: seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbo-urethral gland. So, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and then bulbo-urethral glands. The glands which is present here, we call it as bulbo-urethral gland. So, these 3 glands pour their secretions into the sperm, right? So, and the last one is about the external genitalia. External genitalia is it is a penis, right? So, what are the 4 things? We studied about the primary sex organ, accessory ducts, accessory glands and external genitalia. Important 2 more questions may be asked from this children. What are the accessory ducts of male? What are the accessory glands of male? So, let us recall children, what are the things we studied? Primary sex organ, testes, next accessory ducts, accessory glands and external genitalia. And in the accessory ducts, we can see the structures such as retitestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens and prostate gland, bulbo-urethral gland, and later about the Cowper's gland. So, we shall see the functions of all these parts now. So, first one, let us see about the testes children. So, what is a testis? Testis is a primary male sex organ, right? They occurs in pairs. In single, we can call them as testis, right? And they are ovoid. What do you mean by ovoid? Their shape is like this, ovoid, right, in the oval shape, and they are covered by a structure, sac-like structure called as a scrotum. What I mean by scrotum children? This is an important need questions also. Scrotum acts as thermoregulators. Why? Because the effective sperms cannot be produced in the normal body temperature. So the temperature of the testis should be maintained 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. 2 to 3 degrees Celsius less than that of the body temperature. This is the correct temperature for the development of the sperms. So, the sperms are covered by a sac called as the scrotum. So, that's why we call the scrotum as thermoregulators, right? So, next we can study about the internal structure of the testis, right? So, this is the internal structure of the testis children. Testis is made up of the membranous covering called as tunica albuginea. What we write? Tunica albuginea. And first, each testis is divided into 200 to 250 lobules. So, testis ovoid in structure, divided into 200 to 250 lobules. Next, Next, you can see the seminiferous tubules are highly coiled and nearly 80% of the testicular substance is the seminiferous tubule. By seeing this picture, you can see in middle lobules are there, but majority is covered by this seminiferous tubules. So, highly convoluted seminiferous tubules forms 80% of the testicular substance. Next, about the seminiferous tubules, right? Seminiferous tubules, the stratified epithelium, this is the seminiferous tubules, the epithelium of this is made up of stratified cells, and two types of cell is present. One is the Sertoli cells and another one is the spermatogonic cells. What do you mean by Sertoli cells? We call them as nurse cells because the nourishment to the sperm is given by this Sertoli cells. So, let us see where is the Sertoli cells present. You see children, where are the Sertoli cells? Here in the, here is the Sertoli cells, they help in the nourishment of the sperm. So, they are elongated. If this is the testis epithelium, you can see the elongated cells like this. They are said to be the Sertoli cells and they are pyramidal and they provide nourishment to the sperms. Until they mature, the nourishment to them is provided by this Sertoli cells, and they also secrete one more hormone called inhibin. Inhibin means it stops the secretion of testosterone. So, negative feedback mechanism. Next, what is the function of the spermatogonic cells? So, what is the function of Sertoli cells? Nourishment to the sperm. Next one about the spermatogonic cells, and they divide meiotically and produce the sperm cells, right? So, actually the spermatogonic cells are diploid in nature. So, they undergo the meiosis, that is a reduction cell division to form the haploid spermatozoa. So, from this an important neat question is asked children, what are the two types of cells in the male reproductive system? What are the two cells? Sertoli cells and spermatogonic cells. So, next about the interstitial cell. What do you mean by interstitial cells children? In between the seminiferous tubules, you can see children, many seminiferous tubules are like this. In between you can see the special type of tissues. We call it as the interstitial cells or we call it as the Leydig cells, and they are endocrine in nature. When we call a organ as endocrine, when they secrete some hormones. Here the Leydig cell is responsible for the secretion of the male hormone, that is testosterone, right? And this testosterone only initiates the process of spermatogenesis, right? See, listen children, in the seminiferous tubules, the Sertoli cells and spermatogonic cells are present in this epithelium, and in between the two seminiferous tubules, what is present? Leydig cell, that is interstitial cells is present, which produces testosterone. So, now we discussed about the testes, internal structure of the testes, right? And now we are going to see about the accessory ducts, right? What are the accessory ducts? Seminiferous tubules, retitestis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens, right? So, which is the first one children? Seminiferous tubules, right? Seminiferous tubules opens into retitestis. So, this is the retitestis, and retitestis convey the sperms to the straight tubes called as a vasa efferentia. From the vasa efferentia, the sperms are transported and stored in the epididymis, and later it is carried to a tube called vas deferens. So, now let us see each and every functions. So, first one from the testis, right? Testis consists of many lobules, and inside testis consists of many lobules, and inside the each lobule what is present? Seminiferous tubules is present. So, seminiferous tubules, they converge to form the structure called tubulus rectus. Converge the structure to form tubulus rectus, and they convey the sperms to which organ? Retitestis. Retitestis, and retitestis transport the sperm to a long cell straight tubules called as tubulus rectus, and then vasa efferentia. We call them as efferent duct. So this pathway is an important question, children. Testis to seminiferous tubules to tubulus rectus, reti testis, vasa efferentia, and then to the epididymis. This beyond the testis there is a muscle like folding called as a, if this is a testis, you can see the muscle like folding beyond it, that is a epididymis, which temporarily stores the sperms. From this one more question may ask children, which organ stores the sperms? So epididymis, and later after epididymis what happens? So from the epididymis it moves into the vas deferens. From the vas deferens where it goes? Seminal vesicle, prostate gland. The sperms are transported here. It receives the secretion of seminal vesicle, prostate gland and the bulbourethral gland, and finally it reaches the urethra and finally opens into the penis, that is the external urethral meatus. So this is a pathway of the transport of the sperm. So next we can study about the accessory glands. There are 3 glands, children: seminal vesicle, next one is a prostate gland, next one is a bulbourethral glands. These are all the 3 glands, and bulbourethral glands is also called as a Cowper's gland, right? So now let us see the structure. First, the accessory glands, they seminal vesicles, right? They produce the enzymes called vesiculase. What is this? It secretes a enzyme called vesiculase, and they help in the formation of seminal plasma. And here the content of the seminal plasma is, what are the constituents is, it contains a fructose sugar, ascorbic acid and prostaglandins, right? So what are, this is a composition of semen. It's an important 2-mark book back question, children. What, write the composition of semen. Semen consists of fructose sugar, ascorbic acid, prostaglandin, and the enzymes called as what? Vesiculase. So next let us see about the structure of this bulbourethral gland. This is the urinary bladder, children. For the male, the urine as well as the sperms are ejected through the same opening. So here is the seminal vesicle which secretes a semen and later seminal plasma, and later it moves through the prostate gland. Prostate gland secretes, helps in the lubrication of this penis, and next is the bulbourethral gland, that is a Cowper's gland. So now let us see the, what is the function of this prostate gland. Prostate gland helps, bulbourethral gland helps in the lubrication of the penis, and bulbourethral gland, it contains many citrate, several enzymes and prostate specific and what, antigens. So what are the 3 glands? Seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbourethral glands. Next, semen or the seminal fluid, right? And along with the sperms and the secretions of these 3 glands form a fluid called as semen, right? So semen, it is a milky white fluid and it contains the sperms and the secretions of seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbourethral gland, right? And now important question, right? The functions. What is the function? Only the sperms cannot move alone, only it uses the semen as its medium. They get the nutrition from the semen, sperms get nutrition, and also it contains the chemicals, right? And it helps in the movement, that is the motility of the sperms, right? So these are all the functions of the semen. Next, the last about the external genitalia, that is about the penis. They are the copulatory organ which helps in sexual activity, that is a copulatory organ, and here it is made up of the special type of tissues which helps in the erection, and also the small muscle fold, we call it as glans penis. So this organ, this structure is a glans penis which is present at the tip of the penis, and it has a small muscular folding called as a foreskin or prepuce, foreskin or prepuce. So this is about the external genitalia. Next, what is given in, do you know box children? What is cryptorchism, right? The sperms must be surrounded by the scrotum, right? It should be descended down into the scrotum. But in some persons, may have the undescended testes. So what will happen here? What I mean by crypto means hidden and orchis means testicles. So the testicles are not inside the scrotal cavity, so the temperature is not maintained, so such individuals cannot produce the motile sperms. Such a disorder we call it as cryptorchism. So it's a 2-mark question, the failure of one or more testes to descend down into the scrotal sacs, right. So what will happen? These individuals will become sterile, they are not able to reproduce, they cannot produce the fertile sperms, right. So this is a cryptorchism. So children, so far we have discussed about the male reproductive system, about the primary sex organ, testes, accessory ducts, accessory glands and the external genitalia. Go through this topic well. With this we have attached the study material, assessment and question bank for this lesson. Take a diagram, do the diagram practice. The diagrams in this lesson carries important more marks children, and this is also the important topic in NEET also. Go through the topic well and attend the assessment question to know how far you understood the topic. Thank you children, have a nice day.